What's going on, people, and welcome back to the channel. So I'm going to do a match reaction to the game that finished today. Rangers 0, Celtic 0 in the Scottish Premiership at Ibrox. The Gers and the Hoops playing out a 0-0 draw at the home of Rangers today. That was absolutely fucking awful from both teams, to be honest. Rangers, to their credit, I think Rangers were the better team, to be honest. Well, they were. Rangers were the better team. They actually looked more up for it than us. We were fucking atrocious. Absolutely fucking awful. We really were. We offered absolutely fuck all. The players, I've let the players off after what happened in the Champions League qualifier, but fucking hell, the players were awful. Absolutely terrible. Not impressed with them at all. Absolutely terrible. I think Liam Scales was the best player today. That's shocking. The fact that Liam Scales, who was on the brink of joining Aberdeen a few seasons ago, and we don't think it's good enough for this team, was our best player. At least he showed a bit of fight. Everybody else, go through the team. So, Schmeichel, from a goal that Rangers scored from a set piece, which luckily for us was rolled for our side. Fucking atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. Some of his passing today was fucking abysmal. There was one point where him and Ralston literally fucked it up. He came running out of his box. I have no fucking idea what he was doing. Yeah, Kasper Schmeichel, he was dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. I think we need to drop him and bring in Simasalo, because Schmeichel's just not at the races at the moment. He is getting on now in age, but that was absolutely dreadful from Schmeichel today. Very lucky not to concede a goal, to be honest. I thought Carter Vickers looked unfit. Absolutely terrible. Didn't look up for it at all. Luckily, Majowski, who played for Aberdeen, he didn't have any chances, really. But Carter Vickers didn't look up for it at all. Like I said, Liam Scales was our best player. He got away, but he had a challenge on Majowski in the first half where a penalty was looked at, but it wasn't a penalty. Majowski puts his leg into Scales and tries to foul the guy. Kicks Scales and tries to get a penalty. It wasn't a penalty, to be honest. But yeah, Scales, his distribution, though, was dreadful from the back. That was the only thing that disappointed. In terms of actual defending, Liam Scales is our best player and winning tackles and things like that. But in terms of distribution, the guy isn't good enough. That was dreadful. I thought that Ralston was very negative. Didn't go forwards. Very poor. Committed a lot of fouls. Nowhere near the standard. Nowhere near the standard Anthony Ralston. But we've got no one else to play right back. Absolutely dreadful from him. Kieran Tierney, that was the worst Old Firm game I've seen Kieran Tierney play. He was dreadful, getting beat by Kazama at one point. Kazama literally went past him so easily. It was absolutely dreadful. Tierney, again, just very disappointing. A lot of people questioning, why did we bring him back? He started off really well, but the last few games he has been very, very disappointing. Again, got taken off after about 60 minutes. Very disappointing from Kieran Tierney today. That wasn't the KT that we all know and that was very poor from Kieran Tierney today. Then we get to the midfield. You've got Negron on the right-hand side. Negron was absolutely abhorrent, today. Absolutely dreadful. He was really poor. Couldn't get into the game. Very, very disappointing. Never gave Bagoma any problems on that side. He's not a winger. He was very disappointing. Negron. He was very disappointing in the 2 games against Kairat as well. He started off, he's had moments of quality and scored goals, but he was very poor today, Negron. But I'm going to give him time because he has only just joined the club, so you can't really judge him too much, really. Got to give the guy a bit of time. McGregor was dreadful. Like I said, why does he play every single game? He doesn't deserve it. Oh, he's the captain, he has to play. No, that's not the case. Didn't control the game today. I thought Rangers won a lot of tackles. There were a lot of 50-50s today. Diamande and Barron done a good job on him in the middle. He was so poor. At one point, he was moaning at everybody else, and he literally stopped on the edge of our box, and Rangers stole the ball off him. That could have easily been a goal. If that would have happened in a goal, everyone would have gone absolutely ballistic at McGregor. No idea what he was doing to that. No idea what he was doing at that point, but he was so poor. He needs to be dropped. Play McGowan. At least McGowan gives 100% when he plays. But yeah, McGregor was extremely poor today. Captain or not, doesn't deserve to play every single game. Rio Atarte, I'm a big fan of, but I don't think Atarte wants to be at Celtic anymore. Since Rodgers came in, we've seen moments from Atarte, but he's not the same player he was under Rodgers. Extremely poor today. Very disappointing. Didn't go forward like he normally does. He done exactly what McGregor done, and that's just pass the ball sideways and backwards. Very disappointing from Rio Atate. He needs to be dropped, as I said. For Bernardo or someone like that, very disappointing for Rio Atate. And Engels, again, Arnie Engels, very disappointing. Very disappointing. I like Engels. I think he's got something about him. But he doesn't prove it often enough. He had a great game against Falkirk a few weeks ago. But, he wasn't at it today. Very disappointing. He hasn't proven it in Rangers games so far. I think he got one assist in the Cup game where he set up Nicholas Kuhn, where he won on penalties and won the League Cup last season. That's the only thing Engels has done in this game, to be honest, in these games against them. But yeah, bullied in the middle of the pitch by Barron and by Diamande. Very disappointing from Engels. Wingers. Then you got Balaguisha. He played his first game today for Celtic. Very, very disappointed with Balaguisha. No confidence. Kept taking the easy option. Kept going backwards. Never went at Tavernier once. Never gave Tavernier any difficulty whatsoever. Very disappointed with Balaguisha today. There was one point where, like I said, he literally had Tavernier one-on-one. He didn't go at him. And he should have done. He won a few free kicks, but very disappointed with Balaguisha. But it is his first game. He might not be 100% fit either, But yeah, very disappointed with Balaguisha. And then up front was Gers and Bhoys. Gers and Bhoys, is not a striker. He's our best striker, but he's not an actual striker by position. That's not his position. Very disappointed again for Maida. Yeah, he had no service. The whole team was fucking atrocious today behind him. But, at least Maida, tracked back and won the ball a few times. But very disappointed for Maida. It was really poor from him. And then we made the subs. We had Forrest come on. Didn't do a lot. Never does a lot against Rangers. Shouldn't be coming on, to be honest. He's not good enough for Celtic anymore. He's been a great servant, but needs to retire, in my personal opinion. Shin, as well, came on. Shin actually done all right. Shin actually, at least he put his body between Suter and the ball a few times, and he won a few free kicks off Giga. Giga, for me, the Rangers centre-back, we should have been pressurising him a lot more. He looked really dodgy at certain points in this game. But yeah, Shin did all right. Shin, he didn't play long enough really for me to give him an overall rating. But, he played all right. I've not been impressed with him so far, but he actually put his body in the way and won a few free kicks, as I said. But yeah, it was McCowan came on as well. Didn't really have much time to make an impact. But very, very disappointing from us. We conceded a goal as well, which was offside, thankfully. But the defending for that was utterly dreadful from a set piece again. We didn't look like scoring. We didn't create any chances. We moved the ball too slow. We done that shitty side-to-side bollocks that we always do. Questions need to be asked about Brendan now. The guy never changes it. Very reminiscent of his third season, his last season, his first spell, where it started going pear-shaped in terms of a style of play. Very, very disappointing. He needs to have a look at himself. We need to get players in tomorrow because this is fucking ridiculous. We're at risk of losing the league to a shitty Rangers. I'm sorry, but, Rangers will be extremely disappointed they didn't win that game. They had the only chance of the game, and that was that goal, But at least they showed a bit of fight, a little bit of desire, we didn't. Our players were fucking about, not winning 50-50s. Just a lack of cohesion as well. And the boards, they're not fucking getting out of this either. Where are the players to help? Balaguisha and Scarachi came on as well. I thought he did okay. Committed a silly foul on Finley Curtis, but yeah, Scarachi came on. For Tierney, who can't last 90 minutes, fucking ridiculous. To be honest. But yeah, the board are not getting away with it. They're the real problem. In terms of the whole picture, they weren't at fault for the game today, but in terms of the whole picture, they need to get Brendan players in the next 24 hours because we need better players. If Dolberg comes in, Adamida, we stopped him going to Swansea and then brought him. We let him go down to have a medical with Swansea, and then we brought him back because we're fucking about with Anderlecht for a fee for Dolberg, fucking ridiculous. And he wasn't even involved today, Adamida. So absolutely dreadful. On the wings, we need better quality. I think we need another midfielder as well. We're probably not going to get that, but McGregor, for me, needs to be dropped. He's nowhere near good enough anymore, in my opinion. He's losing a lot of pace. He's becoming a bit like Scott Brown. But he will play all the time, McGregor, but it's very, very disappointing. But yeah, very, very annoyed, very, very disappointed. Not surprised. I knew we weren't going to win today. A draw, both sets of fans, I don't think really wanted to go to this game today. You know, why would they, after Celtic Rangers lost 6-0 to Bruges and got annihilated by them, and you got Celtic losing to fucking a team from Kazakhstan? Fucking embarrassing, to be honest. You know, both teams didn't look like could be bothered, to be honest. Rangers, I think, Rangers definitely shaded. They were the better team. They definitely showed a lot more than we did in the game. But yeah, got no words to describe that. You know, we're level with Hearts with 10 points at the top of the league. Our first game back's a hard one. It's away at Kilmarnock after the international break. Will we have players in? I fucking doubt it. I honestly don't think we're going to get players in time tomorrow. And I'll blame the fucking board for that, and they need to go. You know, fans should be going to the stadium now and grabbing all the statues and throwing them through the fucking window at that board, because they're so fucking lazy in terms of recruitment every season. They don't even give a shit about us domestically by the looks of it. Stuff. You know, they do this every single fucking season. This reminds me a lot of the COVID season. I hope it's not. I honestly hope it's not. I don't think we've got enough to win this league, to be honest. You know, but yeah, that's my thoughts on the game. You know, the board need to be fucking sacked. Or they need to resign. They're fucking ridiculous. And I think Brendan, I don't know about Brendan, to be honest. Doesn't change it. Plays the same way all the time. Slow, boring football. It's not like Ange. Ange was really, his style of football was quick. You know, it's aggressive. You know, Brendan's is more possession-based. And yeah, I think we need to question Brendan. If Brendan announced he's retiring, if he's resigning today, I wouldn't blame him because of the way the board have fucked about. But, you know, he needs to take responsibility for the performance. You know, that's 3 performances in a row out of the last 4. You know, even the start of the season, the wins we've had have not been good. Apart from the Falkirk game, all the other games, the game against Livingston, the first half was fucking dreadful last week against Livingston. Aberdeen was terrible until we scored last week, and we took the game away from Aberdeen because Aberdeen was shocking. Aberdeen is shocking. But yeah, be interested to see what happens over the next 2 weeks with Celtic. But, you know, no words to describe how bad that was. Both teams were extremely poor. But I do think Rangers will feel a bit more disappointed than we will. But yeah, thanks for this video. I'll be back after the international break with the next game. Any more international... obviously, if there is any transfer news, which I fucking doubt because this club doesn't fucking invest properly or at all, then I'll announce that. And I'll do a video on any players coming in. But yeah, thanks for watching. Take care. Oh, yes. Yeah, I might do a video on us signing Ange Balaguisha when the transfer window closes, and Scarachi as well. Might do that in a few days if we don't get any more players in. But yeah, thanks for watching. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.